Hello and welcome to Fierce. This program celebrates the diversity of LGBTIQ identities and perspectives. Fierce is produced in Bundjalung country at 2NCR Lismore and can also be heard on podcast at fiercefm.podbean.com and in New Zealand on Fresh FM, as well as all over Australia through the Community Radio Network. Fierce FM.
I want to honour the traditional owners of the lands where you are living. They took care of these lands for thousands and thousands of years and then shared this land with us at great cost to their own lives. I want to thank them for the care they have given and continue to give, to sit on the earth, listen and care for country. I also want to thank the fairies and crones who came before us in history to fight for our human right to love fiercely. The desert delights. Phoebe, Pixie and Alice. Beautiful burlesque Bollywood that perform with drag queens and by themselves.
Hi everyone.
So how did you guys get started?
I like collaborating with lots of different artists. Pixie and Alice were doing some performances together as well. We all have done belly dance, so we decided to get together and do some belly dance and burlesque. Perform at various LGBTIQ events like Tropical Fruits, New Year's Eve Lismore and Fruitopia Fair Day, and some private events around Lismore and cabarets and things too.
Phoebe actually runs cabarets with a friend Biscuit and they're incredible. I went to one when I first moved to Lismore from Sydney 2010 and they were just so much fun. Recently, when in Nimbin, climate change put it off because of all the fires that were happening.
That was pretty full on because we put a lot of work into one day and it's, that day is the day. And we had just finished setting everything up and then evacuation orders came through from the bushfires. The local people went and cared for their properties. And so when we did pick it up at a later date, the community was very supportive of that because they knew that there'd been the cancellation and they'd just been through an intense time with the fires and they were very much ready for a good night out. Which it was fabulous.
Awesome. It's a tricky time for all of us. We've all had our own experiences and I'm sure listeners you can relate to that. Alice went to Melbourne in the period of stage 4 lockdown to be with your brother who was unwell.
Yes.
What was that like?
Personally, I had a great time because it was the best time ever to stay home and spend time with my brother because no one else was having fun anyway. It was way harder than here. First of all, Melbourne is cold. So I would ring friends saying, oh, it's raining and it's miserable. Oh, here it feels like spring and it's the middle of winter. Oh, thank you. That really helps. It was good that we had to wear a mask because anyway it was super cold. So the mask would maintain a little bit of heat in my face. And I had plenty of time to go for walks with my mask on, and I took up jogging because it was the only thing you could do without a mask on. So I started running around the parks. I had time to also look after myself. I didn't have to go to work. Looking after my brother is as easy as looking after a geranium plant. I just made sure it was well watered, and then I could stretch and meditate. My personal experience was of personal growth during this lockdown, so I missed dancing. You can only do so much when you're by yourself. So I would put some music on and practice while stretching, so that helped. But you miss that connection you have when you have live music, other dancers. That part of me that wants to engage with the musicians and the dancers was just craving it, and I still am. I sneaked in a couple of good dances illegally. So in this area we still have sometimes little big gathering of drummers. So I went and danced my ass away big times because I was missing it so much. You could not keep me still. It's not legal. But we will be able to dance soon, hopefully. Still, until now, how can you listen to a DJ and keep sitting? You have to get up and dance.
I really appreciated when Alice was in Melbourne. Every now and then she'd send us little videos of creative ideas she was doing with her dancing, and it was just so lovely to receive those when we were in this time of not being able to get together physically. We'd get this little video saying, guys, I got this great new idea for a dance, and she'd film herself and send them to us. So love that.
I downloaded all these videos of
how to dance different moves. Good intention during lockdown to get fit, but I haven't done one of them.
I've just been dancing in the kitchen while I'm cooking. But I also now am able to catch up with another group that I dance with, the Nimbin Nomads, and we meet once a week. Our eldest dancer is 82 and she's rocking it.
Beautiful.
Fixes?
No, I haven't been dancing.
But you're on your honeymoon, so you've got other things to do.
Yes, well, we've had plenty of honeymoons because, of course, we couldn't go away. I planned to go to Italy August, September to spend time with her mum and family and her to meet all my family. But that didn't happen, so we had a 2-day getaway together.
You had the very last weekend being able to have a wedding before Scummo locked it all down because he had a Hillsong event on. And so you got to have your wedding.
I did. And it was perfect. Of course, we're going to do another one as soon as all of this finishes.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yeah. I can't not have another party.
We've been hearing a lot about what was happening in Italy. And you're Italian, you and your girlfriends. What was it like for you with family and that very special time of putting together that wedding?
Italy was in lockdown. Fortunately, all my family was fine. I had my sister come down prior to all of that, so they were able to make it. We had my wife's mother. She stayed 4 months with us, which I was super happy. It was really nice to spend some time with her because, of course, I didn't know her very well. You know, being Italians, we're quite organised with food and everything like that. I had really good friends to help with the decorating, so we did everything ourselves. We made our dresses. Serena's mum made all the roses to put on her trail. My sister made my trail, so that was absolutely beautiful. But yeah, no, we haven't had proper hunt. We've been working. She works in Byron and I work in a restaurant, so we haven't stopped working.
So the restaurant kept going all the way through? That's interesting. So I thought a lot of restaurants got shut down by law.
We did close, but we did takeaway. And then when we could reopen, we reopened, and so we've been flat out working, which is good. We have to respect a lot of regulations, but it's really, really nice to see people out and to be able to see people again and talk and, you know, laugh, have a connection.
I tried to take my beloved here behind the camera out on a special romantic surprise date to that said restaurant, but it was full. It's great to help local business during those travelling times. Tell us, I've got on my belt, but I'm not a desert delight. Tell us about when you dance. What do you feel? What are you projecting? What are you giving?
To me, it is very internal. So I feel all the muscles that stretch, and especially when there is live music, it feels like the music is going through me and coming out in the shape that the musician is creating somehow. It's a sort of meditation, or when you do some stretches and you put your mind into the muscle or the tendon and feel it relaxing. So my brain goes exactly where the movement is coming from, and it becomes a play. It's a lot of isolation movements and coordination, so you learn to move the different part of the body disconnected one to another, and so it stimulates that part of brain that I suppose does coordination.
But what the dance means to me, I've collaborated with lots of other performers in my dancing and performing career. I've done pole dance, burlesque, belly dance, comedic cabaret, social comment cabaret, alone and with other people. What I feel with belly dance is connection to the sacred feminine. Belly dance is specifically about the female organs as well and keeping them toned and in good shape.
We're going to go to a song of seeing Desert Delights performing. Tell us about this song.
We performed with Latex for New Year's Eve, and Latex is an amazing, flamboyant performer, and he creates all these gorgeous outfits. He really likes gothic, so we had a black and gold outfit matching his stunning flamboyant hats and things. We only have videos of us rehearsing.
can life be what you want it to be? You're frozen when your heart's not open. You're so consumed with how much you get. You waste your time with hate and regret. You're broken when your heart's not open. If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart. Give yourself to me. You hold Now there's no point in placing the blame, and you should know I suffer the same. If I lose you, my heart will be broken. Love is a bird, she needs to fly. Let all the hurt inside of you die. You're frozen when your heart's not open. If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart. Give yourself to me. You only see what your eyes want to see. How can life be what you want it to be? You're frozen when your heart's not open. If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart. Give yourself to me. You're frozen.
Hi, I'm Megan from Byronshire. I'm a Red Rebel and I love listening to Fierce FM.
Hi, we are the Desert Delights.
I'm Phoebe Joy.
I'm Pixies. And I'm Alice.
And you're
Listening to Fierce FM.
And the best radio show ever.
Interessantissimo.
Non potete perdervelo.
I've never performed in front of an audience. I only started 6 years ago with Alice. We started performing together in a burlesque. For me, it was very scary and intimidating, and I've been proud on how far I've come. And then, as well, meeting up with Phoebe Joy and creating this other dance group. I have to thank these two beautiful ladies for making me part of all of this because I'm loving it. I've learned to be more comfortable with myself as well and be more confident, being able to show other people as well my work and how I feel. It's not easy, but yeah, I feel more confident and it's very, very empowering. I would recommend it to anybody to start dancing or sing or whatever. It's just beautiful when I see other performances, and it doesn't matter what it is and who it is, it's just an exchange of energy and work put into it. Very beautiful. So it's very beautiful.
Gives shape to a passion.
Yeah.
I would love to see a video of you before you did this dance as a waitress and then now as a waitress. I'm imagining that you're lifting your chest up more and you're walking.
So true. It's true. So true.
Many many customers, even people I don't know, have come up to me and said, "Wow, are you a dancer?" And I said, "Oh yeah, actually, because I've done some rock and roll and swing as well, and a bit of salsa, Latin, you know." So
Oh my God, I want to see that.
yeah, well, one day. But yeah, and they actually have asked me, and they have mentioned it's the way I'm walking with the plates or without the plates. So yeah. Wow, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Pix is here. Might I just say, she's our amazing costume designer. Not the tops, but these wonderful skirt pieces that we made were all designed by Pix's, and most of the sewing was done by her as well. So, you know, as a team, we collaborate really well because we've got different skills that we bring to the team, and that is definitely your strength.
Something else that is very exciting, I'd like to tell everyone about climate change and our effort as dancers to do something. You know how the Extinction Rebellion movement took over the world for a while. It really seemed like it was going to change the behavior of people and improve what we do toward the environment. So we joined the rebellion as well. And Phoebe had this amazing idea of joining in a very uplifting way. So we dressed up as belly dancers and created this little group where everyone could join in called Get Your Rebellion. And so dressed up with a big banner saying Get Your Rebellion, and we had on our bum a belt saying Save the Trees, Save the World. And so we would shake our bum, and then we brought on our boobs Act Now. So we were moving our boobs saying Act Now. It's like, oh, maybe we can mesmerize people and get them into a hypnosis sort of state. Act now, act now. And so we went around Brisbane, and then we did it in Lismore as well. We were telling everyone to join the rebellion, and we had beautiful responses. People would smile at us and find this different way of pushing the fight against climate change in a friendly, smiley, uplifting way. Yeah. So that was Phoebe's idea. She's really, really active.
Yeah, it was really great fun. Some of the responses in Brisbane to the movement had been of anger and frustration because, you know, the idea is about disruption and stuff like that. But when they saw us, it was something joyful in the movement that they could connect with, rather than going, oh, these bloody, you know, protesters stopping traffic. There'd be us going, hey, and shaking our coin belts and having fun and saying, Get Your Rebellion, and everyone would see the sign and like, kind of laugh, oh, that's a good one, you know. So it brought some joy into the movement, into situations that were potentially tense at times, you know. Yeah, it was fun.
So creative.
I identify as non-binary, and my pronouns are this fairy or that fairy. And I've got a bit of a man chest rather than whatever. What's it like to be able to hypnotise people with act now here, but mainly the hypnotising is happening from having chest like you have?
I love it. Well, the movement does not come from chest because you can see I don't have very much. So the movement is more in the spine. So you can just loosen up the spine and move no matter how big your chest is. Besides that, I find having boobs is great. They're great company, they are lovely, they comfort me, they have their own personality, they have fun, opinions. I'm really happy with my boobs.
I've seen some really amazing male belly dancers who don't have boobs, who are able to still isolate their chest muscles and do shimmies and, you know, mesmerizing torso things. And yeah, as Alice was saying, it comes from the back and also the core, and, you know, lift up and down. And, you know, you don't need boobs to do that. So but I love my boobs too.
What do you love about them?
They're tiny and they're more than a handful's waist, you know. So as I've, you know, obviously gotten older, I'm the vintage performer in this group. They're not going south as much as, you know, they could if they were bigger. So, you know, they're doing all right, and that's because of they're nice and small and
Pixies, your mother-in-law sounds amazing. Do you want to send a little cheerio in Italian?
Ciao Francesca, un bacione, ci vediamo presto l'anno prossimo appena aprono i voli. E queste sono le due ragazze con cui ballo, migliore amica Alice, che conosco da anni, e Phoebe Joy, che ho conosciuto anche lei da anni adesso, 10 anni più. E niente, questa è un'intervista e mi vedrai in TV. Un bacio, ciao!
We're going to go to one last song and say goodbye to the Desert Delights.
Goodbye, and thank you, Peter. Thank you so much. That fairy, thank you, that fairy. We love you. Thank you, Jason. Thank you,
You're so welcome.
We love you so much.
We love you a lot.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Sisters.
Create the magic, girls.
Thank you for listening to Fierce. This program celebrates the diversity of LGBTIQ identities and perspectives. Fierce is produced in Bundjalung Country at 2NCR Lismore and can also be heard on podcast at fiercefm.podbean.com and in New Zealand on Fresh FM, as well as all over Australia through the Community Radio Network.
Fierce FM on Spotify.